Hey everyone, welcome back. This week we're going to focus on Elvin Jones, one of my favorite drummers, and if I'm not careful, this one's going to go on for a while, and I'm going to open up this whole Pandora's box on Elvin. I think I could do about a dozen or 24 videos just on Elvin and all the different aspects of his playing, particularly things that people misunderstand about Elvin. But I'm going to do my best to keep it short and sweet and just show you this one lick and not delve too much into it. Otherwise, we're going to be here all night. So, the lick itself sounds like this. There's two versions. There's one where the bass drum only plays one note. 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So, the way we're going to break this down is pretty simple. You want to think about the primary notes. The primary notes are just 1, 3, and. So 1, 3, and. Everything else is actually rudimental, which is a big part of Elvin's playing. So if we take 1, 3, and, then we're going to add, we're going to flam on 3. 1, 3, and. 1, 3, and. Then we're going to make it, we're basically going to turn it into a ruff by adding the bass drum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right? Hear that sound? One of the biggest things that Elvin does correctly, as if I need to point out that he does anything correctly, but what he does that a lot of other drummers don't quite get about that is you have to focus on the fact that beat 3 is the principal note. Anytime you're playing a flam or a ruff, or anything like that, everything that precedes it is just ornamentation. That the primary note, the principal note, must speak louder. So the flam needs to speak where the right hand is softer than the left, and that foot is also about the same volume as the floor tom. Otherwise, it can get real muddy in there. So you can also reverse that and play floor, rack. Same thing, right? Same sticking. We're just voicing it around the kit a little differently. His other version, and a lot of this depends on tempo, if he can squeeze it in, he makes a 4-stroke ruff. So a 4-stroke ruff in all of its different stickings. One of them is just a double. Right? That's doubling the other way, right, left, left. You can single it. There's a bunch of that stuff. What he does is he creates that 4-stroke ruff by playing a double on the bass drum. So if we had 1 and 3 and, now he'll play 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the 4-stroke ruff. I hear him sometimes play it as if it's just a triplet. 1, triple, and 3, right? But other times, when he plays it slower, I can tell he's clearly not trying to play a triplet. He's just trying to play a 4-stroke ruff, where he'll try to crush those in right before we get to that downbeat. So, try the 2-stroke ruff, or I guess it's the 3-stroke ruff, that there are 3 notes in front of the principal. But I think of it as 4 strokes. So you've got the 4-stroke version, which has the double on the bass, or you can play the single on the bass drum. That lick works great to solo with. It also works great to comp with. He uses that on dozens of recordings. So try that out. Try it at a fast tempo. Try it at a slow tempo. Figure out when it sounds better to double on the bass drum or to just play one note on the bass drum. And as I mentioned earlier, voice it differently. You can hear it going from low to high or from high to low. Either way, when you come out of the 1 and 3 and the punctuation, the end of the phrase is a really strong and a 4 on the ride cymbal. So don't let the last stroke of it fall by the wayside with all the kind of complex stuff we're trying to do here. That's got to be the end of the phrase. At least that's how Elvin does it.